Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Cam Jennings from EasyStartMemberships.com. And today I want to talk to you about why you should be starting a sticky business today, why you should get it going right now. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you a few numbers. And I think that by the end of this video, you'll agree with me that it is the right move. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you, and we'll look at a few things together, okay? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to show my screen, and I'm going to come back to talking. Show my screen and come back to talk. We'll go back and forth with this, okay? So let's go on a field trip here. Let me show my screen. Okay, and I think this is going to be our anchor point here. We're going to be working from this document. So, first of all, what do I mean when I say sticky business? What I mean when I say sticky business is it's very simple. I'm talking about a membership club. I'm talking about some kind of continuity, right? Something that pays you month after month after month. Kind of like when you think about Netflix. You pay Netflix every single month. They allow you access to this streaming catalog of movies. Some of them retire, they get new stuff, but you always get access to this database of movies, right? But for that, you pay a monthly subscription fee. Or when you think about like a gym, to go to the gym whenever you feel like it, right? It's a monthly subscription fee. Well, monthly subscription fees are all over the place. And man, it is a really, really smart idea to have some kind of monthly subscription in your business, some kind of continuity, what I like to call the sticky business. Okay. I call it that because, people pay you month after month, they stick around, and you ultimately you make a lot more money. All right. That's what it's all about. It's about extending the life of your customer. Okay. Increasing the value of your customer. That's kind of what it's about. And anyway, let's go ahead and move on. What else? Okay, so why should you listen to me? Well, there's a lot of people out there saying a lot of things. I can tell you right now, I haven't made the most amount of money out there at all. I'm not a millionaire by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just a normal guy, an average guy. The difference between me and most of my neighbors is that I work for myself. I can tell you, here's my Warrior Plus account. You can see I've made several $100,000 selling digital products online, and that includes membership clubs. And we can look at our now I don't sell on Warrior Plus anymore. I've moved on to Thrivecart, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But I just want to kind of like show you, if I look at not just active, but I look at the stuff that I've sold in the past here. Some of these things are memberships. But if we look at some of these, info products that I've sold in the past, we see thousands of dollars generated from these info products, okay? And what I'm telling you is every single one of these info products, they had sales funnels, all right? And I generally always put some kind of continuity program in the sales funnel. I have continuity programs that were running when I launched these products years ago that are still paying me to this day, okay? So when I talk about the sticky business, I want you to know I'm not just coming from this place of, hey, I read this in a book somewhere. No, I'm telling you about real things that I do to make money regularly, consistently. Now, again, I moved away from Warrior Plus, and now I run through Thrivecart, but it's the same story over and over again with me, okay? Continuity is always the financial foundation of my online business. All right. And it's that way. It's that way for a reason, because it adds this stability to your online business. No matter what you want to do, whether it's sell info products or sell a service, or sell something else, if you can add some form of continuity, some form of sticky business to your business, then what you do is, man, you kind of create this safety valve, right? To where it's a lot easier for you to experiment with new things. It's a lot easier for you to take chances because you have this monthly income that's always coming in, this financial foundation. Anyways, let's move on to the next part of this, okay? Let's go ahead and highlight these. We've made it through 2 of these 4 things, okay? Let's talk about the numbers a little bit. Now, man, we live in this crazy time, right? Where we can use AI to vibe code things for us, okay? And I use Lovable to vibe code a simple little app to help you understand revenue comparison. Now, I just showed you guys some info products that I sold over a few years, made a few $100,000 selling info products. And I want to show you like what the difference is. Okay. So like here on the left, we have one-time offer products. That's a simple info product. You want to put an info product out? Let's say you get 1,000 visitors a month, monthly traffic, 1,000. Let's say we set the product price at $10, and let's say our conversion rate is 10%. And what I mean by 10% is I mean that 10% of the people who visit this sales page buy. Now, that's a pretty good conversion rate. 10%, man. So if I got, a $10 product and I got 1,000 people hitting my sales page a month and 10% of them buy, guess what? That's 100 monthly customers. So over a year, it's $12,000 bucks. $12,000 a year. Sorry, I don't know how I switched that to 9, but I did. $12,000 a year for the info product. All right, that's pretty good. Now it assumes a few things though, doesn't it? It assumes that every single month I'm going to have a 10% conversion rate on that info product. It assumes that I'm going to get 1,000 visitors every single month to that sales page. Now I'm telling you, that's probably less than likely on this one info product. It's probably less than likely. You're going to have some months that, and if you're driving cold traffic to it, it's definitely going to be less than 10% conversion rate. So what I'm telling you is these are optimistic numbers, okay? Not unrealistic if you're driving warm traffic from your email list, not unrealistic to do it, when you first launch the product, but it's unrealistic to think that you're going to drive warm traffic to this sales page month after month and always do 10% on 1,000 visitors a month. It's a little unrealistic. I mean, it's going to fluctuate, and the older the product is, the less relevant the product is, the conversion rate is going to decline. That's just the nature of the beast. But I want you guys to see this from an optimistic standpoint. This is very optimistic. We're just going to say a straight 10% conversion rate on a $10 product, 1,000 monthly visitors, and it's $12,000 a year you're going to generate. All right, that's great. All right, now let's think if this was a continuity product. Okay, the monthly price, we're going to set it at $10, $10 a month. Now the conversion rate, we're not going to set it at 10%. Okay, I want to be optimistic like we were with the one-time offer product, but conversion on continuity is a little bit lower. It doesn't convert as well as one-time offers. In fact, I like to put my continuity programs in the funnel of my one-time offers because it increases conversion rate when I'm selling to warm traffic or when I'm selling to buyers. Okay, but the point is this conversion rate, let's be a little bit more realistic here and let's set it at 5%. Let's say we're going to convert 5% on 1,000 visitors a month, 5%. Let's just say it's a 5% conversion rate. Now the monthly churn. Now generally in the info product space, you can expect a monthly churn of about 5 to 10%. Let's just say 5 to 10%, but generally around 5 to 7% is reasonable. Okay, but I don't want to do that, man. I want to be really crazy here, and I want to set the monthly churn at like a gym churn rate, like a gym. Like if you got a gym, the monthly churn rate on a gym is pretty high. It's like 30%. But let me rewind the clock a little bit and explain to you what I mean by monthly churn rate. All I mean by that is how many people are leaving every month. Every month you got people joining, but you also got people leaving. People don't stay forever. When you run a membership club, when you run a sticky business, you have people leave. Every single month people leave. Okay, well, how many of those people leave every month? That is known as a churn rate, right? And it's based on a percentage. Oh, 30% of my people leave every month. Now, generally, the longer people stay, the less likely they are to churn. All right, so new people churn at a higher rate than older people, right? New people churn at a higher rate than older people. So what I've done on this monthly churn rate, what I've had AI do for me, what I've vibe coded here is whatever we type in for the monthly churn rate, we're going to put it at the gym rate of 30%. Now, whatever I type in for the monthly churn rate, that's going to be the churn rate for the most recent 3 months of acquired customers. Okay. After that, the older people who have been there for a little while, that churn rate is going to drop to 15%. Now that's behind the scenes. You don't see it here. It's just done automatically. So the most recent 3 months of new people at 1,000 visitors a month at a conversion of 10%, right? So the most recent 3 months is going to churn at 30%, while the older people, they're going to churn at 15%. I know it's a lot of math. I'm getting crazy into the math, and I'm not trying to confuse anybody. Basically, what you got to understand is the longer people are there, the more likely they are to stay. So the churn rate goes down. Okay. And we want to include that in this calculator. And the reason why is because the more people you put in the club, the higher that 30% becomes. The more people leave based on that 30%. And that's a little unrealistic. It's a little unrealistic, right? Now, at 1,000 people in your club, 30% every single month leaving. Okay. That's crazy. That means 300 people left that month. You know, that I don't think that 300 people are going to leave. If you got 1,000 people in a club, I don't think in the next month that 300 people are going to leave. That would be crazy. That'd be like a mass exodus. Okay. So it's going to be some people leave every month and some people come every month, especially on these low ticket membership clubs. They're very predictable. People don't leave that often. It's not uncommon for people to stay 7, 8, 9, 10 months on a $10 membership club. Understand we're putting it at 30% to be extreme. Just to show you the difference between one-time offer products and membership continuity products and how you can make more money. So anyways, look, we see at a monthly churn rate of 30%, we see at a conversion rate of 5%. So it's half the conversion rate. Okay, and we got a monthly churn rate, a mass amount of monthly churn, right? On a $10 product, we see that over a 1 year period, the continuity still beats out the one-time yearly, okay? It's $12,000 a year for the one-time offer, okay? Converting at 10% a month. Whereas with your continuity program at $10 a month, it's you got $13,125, in the first year. Now you got to understand that's only going to go up in year 2. It's only going to go up in year 2, okay? Now, if you see this curve starting to even out, even though it surpasses the monthly continuity surpasses one-time offer in month 5. It takes 5 months for the membership club to start earning more than the one-time offer. And then it just continues to go up, up, up. All right. And that is how it's going to go. Imagine if you added a tier 2. If you added a tier 2, it would go up even higher. The reason why you see this starting to even out, though, the reason why it's starting to even out, it looks like it's kind of paralleling, is simply because we're dealing in percentages here. And at some point, percentages don't make sense anymore. Like I was telling you, if you put 1,000 people in a $10 a month membership club, and you say you have a churn rate of 30%, that means every month 300 people are leaving. It doesn't make sense. 300 people aren't going to mass exodus your monthly membership club. Like the only way that would ever happen is if, you were closing the club or something. So again, this is simulation. All right. At some point, the math will break down. Now I've compensated for the math a little bit by adding this behind the scenes formula that says monthly churn rate is only 30% for the last 3 months. And then after that, it's 15% for older months, okay? Only the last 3 months are at 30%. That's newly acquired customers have a higher churn rate. And then after that, the churn rate goes down. Now, even with that behind the scenes adjustment that I've done, it doesn't really matter. It's still a simulation. At some point, your numbers get so big that the monthly churn rate percentage, it doesn't compute anymore. It doesn't make sense. That's not how people are. That's not how it works, especially with low ticket continuity, where it's not a huge pain point for people to spend that amount of money every month. People don't really feel too bothered about spending 10 or 15 bucks on a monthly membership. People have had Netflix subscriptions for years. Okay. So this idea that you're going to lose 30% on a $10 membership it's ludicrous. And I hope that is helpful to you. It's the wonders of modern technology. Okay. I simply went over to Lovable and had Lovable whipped me up that app really fast just so I could share it with you today on this video. That's amazing. That is so crazy that I could vibe code that little app just to share with you today. That's nuts. But what else can I tell you about Continuity? How do you get started? Okay, if you want to get started with Continuity, how do you do it? All right, well, I'll tell you something. I have just started this brand new business, Easy Start Memberships. It's only about 30 days old. Okay, and I got something. You get this for free. Head over to easystartmemberships.com. It's going to take you right to my Substack, easystartmemberships.com. Okay. And I got a 14-day Easy Start membership roadmap. Okay. Now you're going to get this as a free gift. I am not going to leave this free forever. Okay. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to take it to $10 is what I'm going to do. I don't know when, probably the next month or so, I'll take it to $10. It's not going to stay free forever, but Easy Start membership roadmap, you get this as a free gift just for signing up for my Substack, just for subscribing to my Substack, and I will send this to you via email. And I plan to release a lot of cool content on Substack about membership clubs and Continuity, stuff that I think is going to help. And I'm going to try to bring some of that knowledge. I'm going to try to bring some of that excuse me. I'm going to try to bring some of that knowledge to YouTube as well. I am. I'm going to try to bring some of it to YouTube, but I want you to know Substack is my home base right now. That's where I'm building my email list from, right there on Substack for Easy Start memberships. So get over to easystartmemberships.com, sign up for my Substack. So you're going to get the best, latest, greatest information of what I have going on, what I have to offer. And again, I am going to be updating YouTube regularly as much as possible, but it's just not going to be the same as Substack, man. That's home base, okay? So make sure to get over there, easystartmemberships.com. Get your 14-day roadmap. That's the best place to get started if you want to get started with the sticky business, okay? That being said, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Please drop me a comment, man. You help me out a ton when you drop comments, and I appreciate you. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you. Peace.